Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Coach Kapoulis looking to, telling his team to slow things down a bit here. Joachim open for three. Joachim drains the three.
Out to the corner, White. Too much space for Skylar White.
Brody out to Anderson. Back to Joe Anderson. Big three. And it's wrong. Joe Anderson is feeling it. Chance to run. Diggins out in front. Diggins hammers it in. It's a 3-point ball game with 1:46 to go.
Joachim. What about the three? Well, Joachim to the basket. Oh, it's jammed in by Brody. Holden, look at the drive inside. Nice pass into Joachim. Couldn't get his hands on it. Joachim has to shoot. Joachim breaks the three. Welcome to the SGS College Arena in Bristol, where the Bristol Flyers are looking to continue their impressive start to the SLB season as they take on a resurgent Cheshire Phoenix side. The Flyers have opened the campaign in fine form, winning 4 of their first 5 games. Meanwhile, the visitors, they arrive in Bristol with a renewed confidence. After dropping their first 3 games on the road, they've responded superbly with 3 straight wins at home. 2 teams trending upwards, one looking to stay perfect at home, the other out to flip the script on the road. It's Bristol Flyers and the Cheshire Phoenix, and it's live on DAZN, the global home of Super League basketball. Very warm welcome to you at home this evening. Joel Osborne here, and joining me courtside tonight is former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till. And Gareth, always plenty of storylines whenever these 2 teams meet in the SLB.
Yeah, good evening, Joel. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, always a good clash when Cheshire comes to town. Top 4, Flyers currently sitting in second, and Phoenix in 4th. Very contrasting styles of basketball, both these teams. Flyers very much built on defence, conceding 18 fewer points this season, but Cheshire all about the offence, scoring 9 points more than the Flyers. So a real clash, offence versus defence, but early indications showing that Flyers sitting in that second place in the table are the form team right now.
Well, tonight's game is one of 2 games taking place in the league this evening as we take a look at the weekend slate of games coming up for you on DAZN. Surrey 89ers are also taking on the Leicester Riders tonight. That one's about to get underway over at Surrey Sports Park. And then on Sunday, there are 3 games to take your fancy. Manchester Basketball take on Surrey 89ers at 3 p.m. Then it's Caledonia Gladiators hosting the London Lions at 4 p.m. whilst the Cheshire Phoenix are in their second game of the weekend against the Sheffield Sharks at 5:30. And Gareth, some tasty matchups there. Which ones take your fancy across the course of the weekend?
Well, all the SLB games are it's a really interesting league this year. Obviously, London Lions leading the way, but again, very, very tight. Of course, we're looking forward to tonight's game. Leicester Riders on a resurgence, a couple of new signings for them, really making an impact. That's going to be a tough game for Surrey, but hey, it's been a great start to the season. Lots of exciting games in the SLB this year.
Well, let's take a look at how the league table is shaping up ahead of tonight's action, and we're officially a month into the new season now. Gareth, still very early days, but Bristol Flyers are looking good value for their 4-1 start.
And it's been a pleasure to watch the Bristol Flyers this season, Joel, really sort of buying into team basketball. We see different scorers, leading scorers every single game, and they're really buying into that team concept. It's been a pleasure to watch.
It's always been a bit of a season of 2 halves really for Cheshire, because they started the season 0-3 away from home. They've come back home, they've won their 3 last games, and right now you look at them 4th in the standings. It's been a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde season for them so far.
Exactly, they're on a bit of a roll at the moment. As I said, offensively, if they click, they're a very, very difficult team to stop. plenty of scoring options, go really deep into their rotation, lots of options for Coach Thomas to come off the bench. So yeah, they're really on a roll now, right now, and confidence is high come to this away game.
London Lions sitting top of the league, 5-0 record for them to start the season. The Flyers are not far behind with a 4-1 record, but it just shows very early days in the season, plenty of movement still to be made in SLB this season. Well, Gareth, one of the big storylines, the big talking points coming into this game, of course, is former Cheshire Phoenix star Cam Holden making the move over from the Cheshire Phoenix to Bristol in the summer. His first meeting against his former club tonight. I know, speaking to him earlier on this week, he is super excited for this game.
Yeah, I know, certainly, a few tweets as well, saying the Bristol Flyers fans best in the league and all that kind of little pre-game, just almost wanting to prove a point. But having said that, I'm sure Cheshire as an organisation as well, it'll mean lots to both teams. It just adds a little bit of spice coming to this game, and I'm sure it'll make for an even more a better game today, having that bit of jeopardy online as well.
Of course, he was part of that Cheshire side that lifted the trophy a couple of seasons ago. He was on the same team as the likes of LaQuincy Rideau and Skylar White as well. It certainly will be tasty, those former teammates going at it again tonight, this time on the other ends of the court.
Yeah, it's always fun playing a former team, and I'm sure there's a mutual respect there between him and his former teammates as well. But really sitting nicely into this Bristol Flyers team this season, averaging just shy of 10 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds a game, and a couple of steals. So really getting it done all over the court.
Well, time for us to take a look at our ones to watch coming into tonight's game. And of course, Joe Anderson's been playing some incredible basketball in recent games. That big 26-point performance on the road in Caledonia.
Yeah, really brings the energy. We just see the highlights from Gladiators last week. He said 26 points, 71% behind the arc, 5 of 7, contributing with 4 assists as well. Really gets his team motivated, gets them going, and just seeing what he's capable of once he gets in that rhythm behind the arc. He's got plenty of range, as we'll see from this next bucket.
And when he's putting up numbers like that, he's the pass-first point guard. When he's putting up 26 points on the offensive end, good things happen for the Flyers.
Exactly. He's leading the team. He's really getting his teammates involved. But when he can add that sort of firepower out as well, just to open the floor up a little bit, it's good things.
Well, at the other end of the court, another player to look out for the Cheshire Phoenix. Pat Robinson has really found his feet in Super League basketball, coming off a fantastic performance against Newcastle Eagles last weekend.
Exactly. Lefty, really good on the ball, Joe, really attacks the basket hard, and what that does, it creates space on the perimeter, and he's taken full advantage of it in this game here, shooting 60% behind the arc. Defenders just stepping off him because he attacks the basket so well, but when he's open, he gets that rhythm, a bit like Anderson, he can knock down those threes.
And with him coming off the bench for Coach Ben Thomas, it certainly brings a new dimension to the rotations for this Cheshire Phoenix team.
Yeah, he does, and Coach Thomas mentioned earlier, really using his squad. They had 9 players in sort of double-digit time last year, so he is rotating and having that spark coming off the bench to add to the firepower already there. Quincy Rideau, Skylar White, he can really get his team going if they're in a bit of a slump.
Well, let's take a look at the team news tonight, starting with the home side, the Bristol Flyers. They remain at full strength after picking up a midweek win against Alcacinge in the European North Basketball League on Tuesday night. Of course, the big story coming into the game, we spoke about it earlier, Cam Holden going up against his former team, the Cheshire Phoenix. He goes straight into the starting 5. Starting 5 are Joe Anderson, Will Yoakum alongside Cam Holden, Zach Anderson and Owen McCormack making up the 5. Well, let's take a look at the Cheshire Phoenix roster coming into tonight's game. There's a new look roster for this campaign. A couple of familiar faces. Of course, Ben Thomas able to bring back fan favourites Skylar White and LaQuincy Rideau over the summer, while Pat Robinson, as you mentioned at the top of the show, has shown some fine form in the early goings of the season. Well, Gareth, we are set for a tasty Friday night matchup in Super League basketball. We were supposed to do pre-game interviews with the Cheshire Phoenix, and of course they arrived late to the arena here tonight. It's worth mentioning on the broadcast, they arrived here in the building at 7 p.m. They didn't get on the court until 7:10. Be interesting to see what kind of impact that makes on the start, the first quarter of this game.
Yeah, that's a long trip obviously from Cheshire being delayed, getting here as well. You know, sometimes it gives you less time to think about the game. That can be kind of beneficial sometimes. You just go out and play basketball. But of course, just trying to get that journey out of your legs, it might be a slowish start to the for the Phoenix, but you really never know. You know, they've been out there for sort of 20-25 minutes, done the necessary stretching, and look, they know it's a big game against former player Holden. So I think it'll be a good start, and it's going to be a good game.
Well, it is friends for now between Cam Holden and his former teammates, but when that ball goes up, you know that conversation will change between the two players, and they will be enemies for the next 2 hours or so, and probably shake hands at the end of it as well.
I just see Cam Holden have a little word with Skylar White as well. Didn't look too friendly, I've got to say.
It's going to be Diggins and McCormack who go up for the opening tip, which is won by Cheshire. And they will get this first possession of the game. Rizzo going down here was a wild layup high off the glass, rebounded by the Flyers. Holden going to work on Skylar White, kicks it out to McCormack, fires up a triple, overcooks it from downtown, and the rebound is chased down by Lindo. Rizzo finds Lindo. Lindo going at Jokic. Skylar White fires up for three. Think Flyers with a piece on that one.
Anderson getting a block on Skylar White's three.
Here's Anderson at the other end. Euro step layup, floats it up and in. And Zach Anderson getting it done on both ends.
Great defensive effort on Skylar White. He can certainly get hot in a hurry from behind the arc. Likes to step out, stretch the floor.
Here's LaQuincy Rizzo, guarded by his former teammate Holden. White now puts it on the floor. Another step back three. This time is good. And that is top of the scouting report stuff there, Gareth. Skylar White likes to shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah, and he's like, block that one. Got it to go. And that's going to be a tasty matchup.
Here's McCormack, hands off with Anderson. Anderson, a great game in Europe on Tuesday night out in Croatia. The reach-in foul is cool. And the basket will be waved off as Brenchley picks up his first.
Yeah, just a bit of a physicality there. McCormack really backing down that physical. There's the reach-in foul. And that'll be an end-line ball of the Bristol Flyers.
Anderson to put it in. McCormack for three. Ball rattles around, can't get the drop. Rizzo with the rebound. Here is LaQuincy Rizzo driving inside. Nice dime into Diggins, and good hands by the Flyers. The foul is called on Diggins. Cam Holden with the rebound. Diggins just pushing Holden to the floor, and it's happening already, Gareth. It's certainly a feisty matchup out there early on.
Yeah, you just felt there was nothing really there. It was just a foul there, no words, but this was silly. The push in the back there, really got to be careful so early on in the game. And Cam Holden getting in heads already.
Well, it's a foul called on Diggins and an unsportsmanlike foul called on Diggins as well. So a couple of quick fouls on him. And McCormack will walk the length of the court to shoot the free throws. Flyers will get possession as well, and Cheshire Phoenix, they can't really afford to get in too much foul trouble out there tonight, Gareth.
Yeah, it just feels like it's just kind of got into the heads a little bit now. They're sort of having chats with the referee, and Diggins is coming off now. And I was talking about who's going to take the free throws, and I think this is going to be Cam Holden. Yeah, Coach Thomas picking up on that one, that it shouldn't have been McCormack going to the line. So Cam Holden's on his own out there.
Diggins heads to the bench after picking up those two quick fouls. Cam Holden at the line. Well, second one drops for Holden. He gets his first points in this one. The Flyers will inbound the ball after the unsportsmanlike foul. Anderson at the sideline. Holden. Screen comes from Anderson. In a post up inside on Brenchley. Holden skip pass. Yoakum driving baseline into a double team. Now McCormack. A tough shot, hand in the face. He's short, but chases down his own rebound. And does well to knock it off a Cheshire Phoenix player. And Bristol will inbound the ball. The shot clock reset to 14.
Yeah, Cheshire played some really good defence, really aggressive, taking the Flyers out of their early rhythm. And nearly got away with a shot clock violation there, but McCormack able to recover the rebound, defensive end.
Anderson, ball into Zach Anderson, out posting up on Rizzo. He likes that matchup, and once again Cheshire Phoenix getting called for the foul. That's going to be their 4th team foul. Just a couple of minutes gone in this game.
Yeah, really chippy, isn't it, out there at the moment, and yeah, really aggressive. And I don't know, maybe just coming in off the bus and got time to sort of get acclimatised, but yeah, they're 6 and 7s at the minute. Bit too much aggression, maybe.
Anderson open on the baseline, can't get the drop. Rebound secured by Policelli. Rizzo. Screen from Skylar White. Lindo, ball inside to Policelli. Skip pass out to Brenchley. Fires up a triple. And that is good from downtown. Cheshire Phoenix, 2nd 3 of the game.
That is something you will see this Cheshire Phoenix do. They like to take volume 3-pointers, and they're very effective, 35% as a team.
Here's Will Yoakum, ball inside to Anderson. Ends up turning it over. Good hands by Policelli. Here's Lindo going downhill, off the glass and in. And Cheshire Phoenix, early lead so far tonight in Bristol.
Yeah, running the break that time, defence to offence in numbers.
Holden going downhill. Can't get the layup to go. Yoakum lands on him. Rebound by Cheshire again. Here's Lindo. There's the foul by Anderson.
Quick step from Lindo, getting the contact. Really aggressive. Yeah, you just feel that Cheshire have got the bit between their teeth, haven't they? Being aggressive, attacking the basket. Really physical on the defensive end. And Flyers, yeah, 6 minutes 51, just the 3 on the scoreboard so far.
Rideau gets the switch. Brenchley turns the corner. Nowhere to go. Floats it up. High off the glass. Skylar White with the rebound. Puts it in.
Skylar White getting amongst the offensive boards.
Holden fires up a 3. Is no good. Yoakum chasing down the rebound, but it ends up with Rideau.
Bristol Flyers, no real rhythm on their offense at the moment.
Rideau for 3 off the back iron. Anderson with the rebound this time. End-to-end stuff so far at the Wise Campers. They've left Yoakum wide open for 3. He can't get the triple. There's McCormack on the follow. And Bristol Flyers with the second chance opportunity.
Got to give credit to Cam Holden there, just sort of tipping it back to McCormack, who's open underneath the basket. Little hustle play there, giving the Flyers their 2nd score of the game.
Here's Rideau, guarded by Anderson. Rideau with a crossover, going one-on-one. Kicks it out. Policelli, deep 3-ball. Back iron. Rebound falls to Joe Anderson. Inside to McCormack. Backing down on Policelli. McCormack, nice dime into Holden. Just slipped through his hands.
Talking about Cheshire's 3-point, they're averaging 35 attempts per game, shooting 36% from behind the arc. So the strong makeup of Coach Thomas's team. They like to shoot the ball, they like quick offenses.
Certainly has been part of their DNA over the years. Here's Brenchley going downhill. The foul's called on Anderson. Second team foul against the Flyers. Second foul on Anderson, though. And Darnell Brody's getting set to check into the game. Oh, the ball's in to Policelli. Policelli to the basket, lays it up and in.
Policelli, aggressive move for him to the basket. That takes the Phoenix total to 12. Flyers on 5.
Here's Anderson. Went to Yoakum. Cormac into a double team. Back out to Joe Anderson. Zach Anderson finds Cam Holden driving inside. High finish, no good. And Omar Cormac commits the foul. And Jonathan Brown and Darnell Brody getting set to check into the game. Gareth, you can see what Cheshire had done early on in this game. They've been very physical indeed. They've racked up the fouls early on, setting the physicality in this game. And at the other end of the court, they've been able to score second chance opportunities and knock down a couple of threes. And Flyers have found themselves in a little hole here early on.
Yeah, it's working really well for Phoenix. You said, Joel, being really aggressive both ends of the floor. Flyers not much rhythm at all on the offensive end, where Phoenix being really aggressive, getting good looks, attacking the basket, putting the Flyers defense under pressure, getting to the bucket, and well-deserved lead for them. And Flyers making some changes, trying to build up, bring some energy onto the court for the home team.
Pat Robertson checks in for the first time. Brenchley fakes the three, drives inside, kicks it out. Corner three is no good. Policelli with the offensive rebound. U14 for the Knicks. Robinson now finds White. The mid-range two for the short corner. And he knocks it down for two.
Pat Robinson, we talked about it. Pre-game really attacks the basket there, creating that sort of double team. The defender sagging in, able to kick it out to Skylar White for that mid-range two.
Brody's got a mismatch. Here he is backing down, floats it up and in. And Darnell Brody, good recognition there to recognise he had the smaller defender on him.
And I think, Flyers can get a good advantage with Brody inside there. It's going to be a difficult matchup for the Phoenix with his size.
Robinson into the paint, kicks it out to Lindo. Now, Policelli for three, knocks it down. And that's what he's known for, is his three-point shooting. And that time, a high-arcing shot splashes it from downtown.
Yeah, lovely release, nothing but net. And that's another three for the Phoenix. Recover from Yoakum.
Yoakum just about saves it to McCormack. McCormack lobs it inside. Here's Darnell Brody once again. A couple of back-to-back scores as he finishes off the glass.
Yeah, Brody, it's going to be a difficult matchup, I think, for Skylar White in the paint. Brody, a couple of points, a couple of buckets for him, coming in off the bench.
Shelly spins on McCormack. Lefty shot no good. Rebound secured by Brody. Brown takes the screen from Brody. Here's Holden waving Brody through. Brody's got position inside. Holden just turns it over and the entry pass. Here's Skylar White for three. Splashes it. Timeout called by the Flyers because Cheshire Phoenix have racked up a big lead early on against the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, Skylar White's pumped. He enjoyed that one. And then resulting in a Coach Kapula's timeout. And certainly you don't see any fatigue coming off the bus there. Cheshire Phoenix have come in ready to play, and they're certainly being the aggressors here, doubling up the Bristol Flyers.
Certainly has been a hot start for the Cheshire Phoenix. A couple of Skylar White triples as he's really been the man on fire early on in this game, Gary.
Exactly, you know what he's going to do. He's going to look for that opportunity. Really quick release, got blocked on his first attempt. Came back straight away, second offense, knocked down the three, making a nuisance of himself on the offensive boards. And then you'll just see him stepping in as well, looking for those three-pointers. Mid-range shot there.
Really has shown it all out there, offensive rebounding as well. And then just trailing this play here on the three. No defenders from the Flyers. And it's almost like a shooting drill shot there, really, isn't it?
10 points for Skylar White in this first quarter. Absolutely feeling it. Really come ready to play, Skylar White. And Bristol Flyers need to find a way to slow down this Cheshire Phoenix team.
Both teams back out there on the court. Under 2 minutes to go in this opening quarter. If you just joined us, and a hot start by Cheshire. They've raced out to this early 20-9 lead over the Bristol Flyers. Of course, the first of two games for Cheshire this weekend. They take on Sheffield on Sunday, back home. 5:30 p.m. tip-off on that one.
Just a bit of the stats, Joel. Cheshire Phoenix 4 of 8 from home yard, 50%. Flyers 0 of 6. Not able to find any rhythm behind the arc, and there's a turnover. No.
Dublage nowhere to go, but able to get it to JB, who Euro steps his way to the basket. Brody on the offensive rebound, fakes it once, twice, gets blocked. And Darnell Brody, third time opportunity, able to draw the foul this time. And he'll earn his 2 points at the line.
Cheshire again taking the Flyers out of the rhythm, opting to go to all that one-on-one straight off the offense. We've been accustomed to see the Flyers working through their sets, but Cheshire not giving them those sort of looks, able to run through the sets and forcing Flyers a bit of one-on-one action, which is all right to the Phoenix's hands. Only 10 points so far for the Flyers.
Now, Darnell Brody at the line. He's 81% from the free throw line so far this season. Averaging 9 points, 5 rebounds a game since joining the Bristol Flyers. Here's Policelli. Finds Frenchley now. Hands off with Robinson. Robinson drives left, floats it up with the left hand, high off the glass, and kisses it in for 2.
That's a soft touch, high off the glass from Robinson. Nice finish from him.
Brown. Looking for Brody inside. Ball comes off the foot, so the shot clock will be reset to 14 seconds. JB to inbound. Here's Brody at the three-point line. Brown open for 3, bobbles in and out. One is yet to knock down a triple in this game. Over 7 now as a team. Policelli will try another one from downtown, overcooks it that time. Cormac with the long rebound. Brown. Brody comes up to set the screen. Brown. Nowhere to go, picks up his dribble, ball into Brody. Brody, nice pass into Will Yoakum with the reverse layup. And Yoakum with his first field goal.
Yeah, I say it time and again, Will Yoakum really moves well off of the ball, looks to beat his defender, sort of change their heads, direction, or looking back at the ball, and Yoakum really takes advantage of those situations. As long as a player that sees the cut goes to the basket well.
Well, Pat Robertson draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots. Cam Holden returns to the game as Yoakum takes the seat. Of course, Pat Robertson, we mentioned him in the build-up as one of our ones to watch, coming off a 31-point performance on 71% shooting from the field in that win over Newcastle Eagles last weekend.
He's averaging 16 points a game for the Cheshire Phoenix.
Robertson knocks down the second. Here's Brown. Finds Holden. Hands off with Dulich. Back to Brown. Screen comes from Brody. Rolling to the basket. McCormack's open for 3. Brody looking for it inside. It's not loose once again.
Yeah, Brody set up high, wanted up high, put it right down low.
Lindo to the basket. Coast to coast for Cheshire Phoenix. Really taking advantage of these Bristol Flyers turnovers.
It's been a devastating first quarter from the Cheshire Phoenix. 26 points. Scoring all manner of ways.
Holden, skip pass, Dulich, back to McCormack, wide open for 3. The Bristol Flyers, they can't buy a bucket from downtown right now. Cheshire with the rebound, here they look to push once again. Robinson slows it down. Shot clock is turned off, so Cheshire will wind this one down for the final possession of the opening quarter. Robinson, guarded by Holden. Robinson to the basket, is tied up. And it will send Robinson to the line to shoot 2. You see Robinson driving to the basket. Holden with the, looking to get his hands on the ball. I think Cheshire were looking for an unsportsmanlike in there, perhaps, Gareth.
Yeah, looking for it. Didn't get it though, but Robinson talked pre-game how effective he is getting to the basket, drawing that contact. Finds himself on the free throw line quite often. Very difficult, so quick, explosive guard getting to the basket.
Robinson no good on the first free throw. second. As Greg Wild checks in for this final 2.4 of the first. Duglish to put it in, gets it into Anderson. And they've got to put it up here. Anderson, good if it goes. High off the backboard, and that will do it. An incredible first quarter for the visiting Cheshire Phoenix. They've outscored the Flyers 27 points to 13. And Gareth, they've really come out the gates blazing. Not on the offensive end is usually what they get on offense, but holding the Flyers to 13 points at the other end of the court, Ben Thomas has to be pleased with that.
Yeah, he does. They've completely blitzed the Flyers, really. The energy they brought, we were wondering, what they'd be like coming off the coach. Come to the game late, but they've certainly not shown any signs of fatigue. They've been full of energy, full of hunger, well-deserved lead, getting it done from behind the arc. 4 of 9, 44%. Flyers 0 of 8, and that is down to the Cheshire Phoenix. Their energy on defense really taking the Flyers out of their rhythm, and I don't think Bristol really know what to do at the moment right now. They've been completely outworked in this first quarter.
Let's take a look at the stats from the opening quarter of this one, and I think one of the big things that stands out, over 9 for Bristol Flyers from downtown, Gareth.
Exactly, I mean, she's not going to win ball games like that. 0 for 9, and really, as I said, Cheshire is really kind of slowing down the Flyers' offense, something we've seen share the ball so well, but Cheshire Phoenix denying the passing lanes, forcing Flyers into bad shots, and yet 28% from the field goals, and on the contrast, Cheshire shooting 44%, 53% field goal overall. It's been and sharing the ball 5 assists, 3 steals. Working the Bristol Flyers.
One of the stats not there also is fast break points. I mean, Cheshire have outscored the Flyers 7 points to 1 in transition, and it's one of those ones they've been able to capitalise off the Bristol Flyers turnovers and turn that into easy points as well.
It's well deserved about that energy. As I said, it's that defensive end getting those steals, and then that's just leading the charge. And what Cheshire did really well, it's kind of like they look to either attack you, if you sag in and help, they'll kick it out and look to shoot that three-pointer. Very simple basketball, they're making it look really effective right now.
Well, we are getting set to start this second quarter. Flyers with a hole to dig themselves out of early on. Jonathan Brown is going to hit him on the ball to officially start this second quarter. Anderson coming off the screen. Nice dime into Brody with the one-handed hammer.
And he has been a shining light for the Flyers, leading scorer for them. 8 points for Donnell Brody. Big impact for him coming off the bench. And I think he will find those opportunities. Big physical presence inside. But the rest of his teammates have to step up.
Here's Policelli going downhill. Takes a bump from Brody. Brody with the rebound. Holden. Up to Brody. Brody puts it on the floor. Duglish is left open for 3. It is short, off the glass even. Prenchley with the rebound. Flyers now 0 for 10 from downtown to start this game. The basket will count. And Robinson will gut the line for a bonus.
He's just leaving it hanging there. Robinson again, that explosive quick step. And just reaching as he goes past. Did start his motion to the basket. Count it, and 1.
Well, JB is arguing his case to the official there, just saying he was straight up, but Robinson able to take that bump and finish over the outstretched arms, and now will gut the line to complete a 3-point play. Now Cheshire have doubled the Flyers up here. They lead 30 points to 15. A minute into this second period. Anderson splits the defense. Joe Anderson fakes it. Nice move. Anderson scoops it off the glass for 2.
Good technique there from Anderson to switch it onto his right hand. Get to the bucket that way from the left-hand side.
Robinson drives left, kicks it out, but turns it over. Flyers can push in transition. Hold it downhill all the way to the bucket. Scoops it in with the layup. Timeout called by the Cheshire Phoenix because Bristol Flyers starting to build some momentum, and Both coaches looking to talk things through. You see a few words being exchanged between the teams as well, Gareth.
Yes. I won't repeat what we just heard near the scorer's table there, but yeah, there was no love lost. We thought it might have been a bit of friendly banter, but yeah, it definitely means a lot to the players out there. But yeah, Flyers putting a good run together. Cheshire with a timeout, try and stop that flow.
That's one of the things also about sold-out crowd here tonight in Bristol. All it takes is a couple of baskets like that, a bit of momentum to be felt, and you can really feel it within the crowd as well. It certainly is one of the more intimidating atmospheres in SLB. When this crowd is roaring, they can be really loud.
Yeah, they need something to cheer for, but it's in that first quarter, it's been all Cheshire Phoenix, and yeah, the crowd just wants something to cheer, get excited about, get behind their team. We just saw a good little run there from the Flyers. 13 points behind. Still plenty of time in this game. Defensively, Coach Kapoulis, see a bit more from his team. Should be 30 points already in this game.
Well, we are back underway. Start of this second quarter. Rino bringing it up over the timeline. Gets into Robinson. Now ball out to corner for the three, no good that time. Zona with the offensive rebound. Rudo fakes the pass, finds Policelli, knocks it down. Another three-pointer comes for Cheshire. They're now 5 for 10 from downtown in this game.
Policelli open, he's damaged the Flyers already in this game, and he's being left open for threes. Anderson with the reply though.
Certainly is heating up now at the Wise campus. Flyers with their first made three-point field goal to this one.
It's 1 for 11 for the Flyers.
Here's Rizzo. Back to Policelli. Here comes another three. This time no good. Robinson with the offensive rebound though. Robinson open for three. He's short. Brody with the rebound this time. Flyers have numbers if they're quick enough. Brown lays it up and in. JB with the finger roll. Flyers slowly chipping away. They're back to within single digits.
Yeah, good trail from Brown on the break. He's so explosive, getting to the bucket.
Robinson. Up to Rizzo. Takes the three. Back to Robinson. Soda. The three ball comes. This time is good. Cheshire Phoenix knocking down threes for fun out there.
Yeah, Zona stepping out this time. We see it more and more. The centres stepping out, stretch fives. Getting on the score sheet.
Anderson, top to Douglitch, ball inside to Brody. Just a little bit too much on the pass. And Brody, thank you, just looking for that pass to be closer to his chest there. Just a little bit out of reach for him.
Yeah, it's frustrating. He had a good seal there in the middle of the paint, and the ball was just a bit wayward. Just fire it in at his hands. He just sort of led him away from the basket on that pass. Ball slipped out of his fingertips.
Robinson. Three comes from Zona. Rizzo. Against Anderson. Here downhill. It's an offensive foul. Called against the Quincy Rizzo.
You just see Coach Thomas nodding his head in agreement there. A push off. And that's his second foul of the game.
Joe Anderson brings it up over the timeline.
The horn set from the Flyers screen. Here comes Cameron. Cam Holden on the top.
Holden thought about the three, waves away the screen from Delpesh, now puts it on the floor. Holden to the basket. And good inside. Delpesh with the rebound, and it's going to be a foul on Robinson. Second team foul against the Cheshire Phoenix. Joe Anderson to inbound from the baseline. Delpesh back to Anderson. Zach Anderson leaks out to the wing. Shot clock down to 5. Joe Anderson, deep three ball. Rims out. Rebounded by Lindo. Lindo driving left to the bucket. Can't get it to go. Douglitch with the rebound. He lost Douglitch. To The double team. Now finds Zach Anderson. He's Holden. Here comes the 3-ball. He's short. Policelli, the long ball.
Just need to move that ball around a little bit more. I think Holden's really trying to get his team back in the game.
Policelli pulls up with a mid-range 2. Bobbles around the ring. Delpesh with the rebound, knocked to the floor. Garrett Flyers from 3, 1 for 12 as a team. It's been a real difference maker so far in this game.
Yeah, it's been huge. A lot of offense going from the perimeter for the Flyers and not connecting. And just that 8% from them. And Cheshire's slowing down a little bit as well. 5 for 13, but still a very, very healthy 38% overall from three-point land.
Robinson, Zona comes to set the screen. Robinson splits the defenders, looking inside for Zona, ends up with him. It's not loose by the Flyers. Anderson finds Joachim. Joachim spins and just loses control of it.
Again, you've got to give credit to the Cheshire Phoenix defense. So just making Flyers make those mistakes, those loose passes, hurrying up the play. This time Joachim, the turnover. Diggins checks back into the game. Had to take a seat with that early foul. Unsportsmanlike foul.
Policelli to inbound from the baseline. 5 minutes and change to go till half-time. Diggins. Policelli now finds White. 10 first quarter points for him. Kicks it out to Rideau for 3. And LaQuincy Rideau knocks it down.
A bit too easy for my liking, that, Joel. Just the high post entry into Skylar White, who just the back of the hand pass is open to Quincy Rideau, who knocks down the open 3.
Rideau pushing downhill this time, floats it high, overcooks the layup. Delpesh with the rebound, and Rideau picks up his 3rd. On the reach-in, see the frustration from Rideau as well as he heads to the bench.
Annoyed himself, knocking down that 3. Not happy with himself, and can't imagine he'll come back in now for the rest of this half. And Coach Kapulas with a timeout, I think. Yeah.
There you see a confirmation of Rideau's 3rd foul. Just the 3 points for him in this one. And the timeout's called on the floor. Bristol Flyers, they've held Cheshire to 11 points. I mean, look at the numbers in this quarter. It's 11 points each so far in the second. So Flyers, they have tightened up on the defensive end. It's just an offense as well. At times you've seen a couple of turnovers and a couple of 3-pointers as well, just not seeming to drop for them out there.
Yeah, they're not particularly in rhythm at all, the Bristol Flyers. And obviously had their European game during midweek, but a couple of days rest, but it really feels like the Flyers are a little bit more leggy than the Cheshire Phoenix at the moment, and they need to dig deep and get some energy. And yeah, just not really seeing that team basketball we've seen them so far in this season, really forcing it on occasion, and with those turnovers and missed threes, not getting the looks maybe they want, and not knocking them down.
Now Cheshire still in search of their first away win of the season. They started the season with 3 straight defeats on the road. They then bounced back with 3 straight wins at home. But so far in this first half, they put themselves in a great position to perhaps pick up a first road win of the season.
Just looking at the stats, Skylar White leading Cheshire Phoenix with 10, Policelli 8, Darnell Brody 8 for the Flyers, Joe Anderson with 5 for the Bristol Flyers.
Anderson's going to put it into Joachim. And back underway. Under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Anderson. Guarded by Robinson. Now here's Joachim. Up against Brenchley. Anderson has it once again. Shot clock is down to 5. Anderson splits the defense. Zach Anderson has to shoot. Knocks it down. Perhaps one of the toughest shots that the Flyers have had to take, Gareth. It goes in for 3.
I know, that was a really difficult shot. Shot clock was winding down. Anderson pulls it, defender in his face, strings it, and that is a big shot. And been quite quiet so far, Zach Anderson. He's playing really well at the moment.
Ball last touch by Holden, so it will stay with Cheshire. Shot clock is at 6. French needs to put it in. To get it in here, goes into Diggins. Diggins looking inside for Robinson, count it, and one! And Robinson will gun the line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, Robinson looking to get some sort of technical foul as well as Anderson threw the ball against the basket there, out of frustration. Just see it there, trying to get an extra bonus in there as well. He's playing so well, isn't he? Getting to the basket, Robinson, so explosive.
10 points now for him in this first half. Chance for him to make it 11. To become the new game's leading scorer. Can't get it to go from the line. Delpesh with the rebound.
Trying to get Zach Anderson open on the wing.
Offensive foul called against Delpesh on the screen.
You just see frustrations beginning to build on the Flyers bench. Coach Cook's not happy with that, but didn't look like a particularly clean screen from Delpesh. Referee was right there.
Here's Diggins, now finds Brenchley. Robinson. Diggins, Policelli's open in the corner. No good on the triple, rebound secured by Anderson. Anderson finds Yoka. Yoka baseline drive, Euro step, puts it up, count it, and one! And Will Yoakum will gun the line for a bonus.
Yeah, way to attack the basket. Yoakum. Quick first step. Skylar White comes across the help. Probably goes down a little bit too easy. He gets called for the foul.
Now, Will Yoakum will gun the line for a 3-point play. He's had a couple of quiet games recently, the last 2 or so. We've all seen just how capable he is of just switching it on. He had that incredible 16-point fourth quarter in the comeback win over Leicester Riders here at the Wise campus a few weeks ago.
Well, of course, you know, when you start building yourself a reputation, you're top of the scout report, and he's been such a dangerous player for the Bristol Flyers on the offensive end. And of course, you know, defensively, when you're scouting, you know how to adapt, how to adjust, make things more difficult for him. But yeah, he does tend to have good fourth quarters as well, where teams begin to tire. He sort of steps up and finds those gaps in and around the basket.
A bit of an issue with the shot clock, I believe. It says there's 23. I think they're going to shave a couple more seconds off of that. They're moving the game clock down to 3:07. Ten-point lead for Cheshire Phoenix. Just over 3 minutes to go until half-time. If you just joined us, Cheshire Phoenix, they raced out to an early double-digit lead. Skylar White with 10 first-quarter points. And Bristol has slowly started to work their way back into the game throughout the second.
An interesting stat, Joel, for Cheshire Phoenix. They've got 20 points off the bench. Serious firepower coming in. Flyers with 10 off the bench, and Darnell Brody probably responsible for the majority of those points.
Here's Robinson. Started by Brown. One-on-one with JB. Robinson. He's short. Yoakum with the rebound. JB downhill, nowhere to go. Anderson saves it from going out of bounds. Holden has it. Holden, skip pass. Anderson, another 3-ball on the way. No good that time. Delpesh can't grab the rebound. Ball out to Policelli. Robinson to Diggins. Back down on Yoakum. Diggins. Policelli looking to cut back door. JB dies on the loose ball. Gets it out to Yoakum. Flyers can run. Anderson. Brown. Pulls it back out. JB inside to Delpesh, great position inside, and Delpesh with the easy finish.
Bristol need to keep doing that. We saw Darnell Brody with...
Count it, and the foul! And Diggins at the other end, Flyers caught napping. He'll gut the line for a three-point play.
Yeah, Diggins leaking out there on the fast break. And Delpesh just got caught, couldn't help it, tempted him to try and block it, but normally in that situation, best thing you can do is pick the ball out of the basket and go back on offense, and that'll give Diggins a chance. Add another one to his total.
Now Policelli takes a seat. Lindo comes back in for Cheshire. Darnell Brody getting set to return to the game. Marcus Delpesh is the one to make way for him. Brody, the Flyers' leading scorer so far in this one. 8 points, 5 rebounds to his name so far. And Michael Diggins will earn a trip to the line to convert on a three-point play here.
Both teams in the penalty now. 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes to go in this first half.
Here's Jonathan Brown. Nice Brody, here's Yoakum now. Ball into Holden. Backing down on Skylar White. The hook shot is up, and the hook shot is good. Cam Holden, his the second made field goal of this game.
Just watch this matchup, Holden and Cameron, or Holden looking to switch.
Holden gambles on the pass. Here's Diggins for three, no good on the triple. Ball out to Yoakum. Holden back to Will Yoakum, looking for the lob pass, and just a little bit out of reach for him. Cheshire do well to get back in transition.
Yeah, probably was a little bit higher there. Defender able just to tip it away. Good break though. Darnell Brody with the quick outlet. Chasing back there, number 9.
Lindo does well to get back in transition there, and I think a foul might have been called in there perhaps. So we'll send Will Yoakum to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, foul called. Coach Thomas is as surprised as we are.
I think he is, yeah. Well, Will Yoakum able to convert on the first. 6 points in this first half for him. I couldn't quite see where that foul was there, to be fair, Gareth, but
no, it looked like Linda got back and tapped it away. There's been a little bit of contact somewhere.
Yoakum no good on the second, as Diggins gathers in the rebound. Here's Diggins, hands off with Lindo. Now to Robinson. Zona comes up to set the screen. Brenchley for three. Knocks it down from downtown. And Cheshire Phoenix, their hot shooting continues in this first half.
Yeah, good patience, well run through. But actually this time the recipient of a pass to the top.
Oh, Yoakum going downhill. Oh, Yoakum with the layup off the glass. Cheshire gambled on the pass, and it resulted in an easy layup.
Flyers slowly getting back into the game. Cheshire just slowing down a little bit that frantic pace to start the game.
Robinson, skip pass. Now Lindo driving baseline. Kicks it out to Zona. Brenchley. Good ball movement here by Cheshire. Lindo for three. Ball bobbles in and out. Offensive rebound, and count it! And Diggins once again will gut the line for a three-point play.
Yeah, lovely ball movement leading up to that though. Lindo unable to sort of make the offense work there, but yeah, good play from Diggins under the bucket.
We'll send him to the line for a bonus. 5 points for him in this first half. Lindo takes a seat. Greg Wild back in for Cheshire. Offensive rebound by Zona. Brody tips it out of the back. No, last touch by Cheshire even.
So just, I think maybe point something bit added onto the scoreboard, and I think they'll get there. I think it's all been sorted out.
Here's Brown. Shot clock is turned off here, so Flyers in the last possession of this first half. 5 seconds to go. JB off the screen. Brown downhill, can't get the layup to go, and that will do it for the end of the first half. Cheshire Phoenix holding on to an 11-point lead on the road over the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, really well-deserved lead for Cheshire. Came out blazing in that first quarter. 27 points to 13 against the Bristol Flyers. Really the aggressors taking it to the Flyers, and then Flyers slowly, gradually getting back in the game, but good kind of end for the Cheshire Phoenix, just to regroup, to refocus, and try and bring that energy in that second half. Flyers got a lot of thinking to do to try and get themselves back into the game.
Well, it has been a crazy game here so far at the SGS Wise campus. Let's take a look at some of the key plays from that first half. Cheshire, they raced out to that early lead. Skylar White with 10 points in that opening period, and he really was the go-to man early on.
Yeah, he's on fire, but again, Joel, there's no secrets there that Skylar White can hurt you from that angle. He doesn't need a second invitation to shoot a three-pointer, that's for sure. And yeah, able to connect early, see the ball go through the net, and then yeah, just I said, 10 first quarter points for him.
Cheshire able to respond in that second quarter. Bristol able to respond in that second quarter even. Darnell Brody really having his fingerprints all over the game. 8 points, 6 rebounds to his name. Bristol actually outscored Cheshire in that second, 24 points to 21. They slowly started chipping away at that damage that was done in the first.
Yeah, just mix it up. Darnell Brody made a big impact, and his physicality in and around the paint, they were able to get some good looks, securing the defensive rebounds and getting on the transition there. But Cheshire really hot from behind the arc. Zona getting in on the action as well. Big man stepping out. 7 of 18 for them, 38% from behind the arc.
Patrick Robinson also on 10 points to lead the way for Cheshire. Skylar White also has 10. He's 2 for 3 from downtown behind the arc. As for the Flyers, their three-point field goal shooting has really troubled them. They're 2 for 16 as a team from behind the three-point line. If you take a look at the stats from that first half, there you see it. 2 for 16 from 3. You're never going to win games shooting like that from deep.
No, I know. I kind of feel like it's like Groundhog Day some seasons. We come here and we think, you know, we've seen this over the years where it struggles from behind the arc, and yeah, 2 for 16, that's really a real struggle for the Flyers. So, but you know, got to give a lot of credit to the Cheshire Phoenix. Really high tempo, aggressive defense, taking the Flyers out of the rhythm, making difficult shots for them. But you can take cognizance that maybe they might slow down a little bit, ending to tire a little bit in the end of that second quarter. Maybe Flyers can get back in that way.
Well, we have reached the halfway point in this one. Cheshire Phoenix with a healthy lead on the road over Bristol Flyers as they go in search of their first road win of the season. They lead 48 points to 37 over the Bristol Flyers at half-time. Well, it's time for us to take a quick break, but do stay with us because we've got some content coming up for you at half-time, and Gareth and I will be back with you in just over 10 minutes' time.
Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
They all haven't got the right trainers on. Yeah, I think that. They're all got black skulls on there. And they let
Your message to the Phoenix fans. I say, get ready. Get ready, man. It's about to be a great season. So it's about to be a great season.
It's into Diggins, back to Rideau. Rideau creates room, fires up the shot for the win! Let's see Rideau on the buzzer! Wins the game!
Oh yeah, I love trash talk. But it's just, I don't need no harm. It's just, that's just when I, oh yeah, for sure. That just gets me going from the jump, and then it just adds fuel to the fire. You know, I was always under recruited. I only had one offer coming out of college, so I just felt like I was always the underdog in whatever I did, and I just overachieved, you know, what was expected. So, but I do enjoy, because that's a part of my skill set when I'm on the court and stuff like that. Just, you know, getting people heads and stuff like that. That's part of my. It feels good to be back. It's like I never left home. It was pretty much an easy decision. You know, going to different places where you never played before, you gotta adjust. And you know, coming here, I know what to expect. I know how the game style and like what men want out of me as a player. And I think that was just an easy say so for me to come back here. Everybody is competitive. I must say that. So it won't just be me only talking junk, but everybody is very competitive. You know, everybody play hard. And yeah, everybody, you know, just ready to win, want to win. And that's the thing. They don't really know about most of these guys, but they bring it for sure. We got some boys on this team. We got some dogs. You know, it's a long season, like you said. We come in expected. We have high expectations to win games. Don't settle. You know what I'm saying? If we win the first game, we lose. We just got to make adjustments and just keep building on like we did that previous season I was out here. I'm excited, you know, and got the kids loud, you know. I have a daughter, so I just, you know, the kids get me going and stuff like that. So, like, being with my daughter, that's a huge part, like, having kids around. And then the fans, you know, they very supportive of everybody, you know. Win, lose, or draw, they still support me no matter what.
What's your message to everybody else's fans?
Just enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
This is the day everybody looks forward to, everybody gets excited for. The first final of the season. We are set to go here in Birmingham. Andre finds room along the baseline, lays it in off the glass. Awesome. Corner three is good, all strings. Tough mid-range. Oh, what a bucket! What a bucket! Ball is loose to Silva. Oh no! It's short, and Caledonia won. 2025 Benny Cadona Trophy champions, the Caledonian Gladiators. It is the Bristol Flyers against the Newcastle Eagles, and we're set to tip it off. Sensational! 17 points for him! Delpesh giving it back to Coro to the rim, and he lays it in. Let it fly. Summer Candy knocks down the three. From tip to buzzer, this game has been dominated by the Newcastle Eagles, and they are the trophy champions. The legacy continues. all set for the final game of the season. She's going to fire up the three, got caught and hit! Shot clock getting low, Gale goes underneath the basket with the reverse layup. Great pass, and one, the basket is good for the train. Sheffield are on a roll. Another three, this time it's Harrison who knocks it down. Gale drives and lays it in. They're the playoff champions once again. The Hatters finish the season as the last one standing. For the fourth time in a playoff final, it is Leicester against Newcastle. Hunter pulls up for three and hits on the buzzer, big shot. Jackson drives in under pressure, gets it to go right on the buzzer. There's few better in the league at that. Stu Shelton all on his own. That will do it, the Leicester Riders have won, and they will celebrate an absolutely dominant performance. 2025 playoff champions are the Leicester Riders.
Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see on the stand. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. The rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here. New stories are ready. New champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Welcome back to the SGS College Arena in Bristol, where at the half the Cheshire Phoenix have raced out to a double-digit lead over the Bristol Flyers. They lead them 48 points to 37. Let's look at half-time stats for you. And Gareth, we spoke about the three-point field goal percentage, just 13% for Bristol Flyers. What is it they need to do to up that percentage in the second half?
I think they've got to get better shots, Joel. It kind of felt that offensively, they're forcing a lot of those shots, not going through the sets. And you've got to give full credit to Cheshire Phoenix on their defense, just making it really difficult. And on the other hand, Cheshire able to get good looks at the basket, knocking down 39%, 7 of 18.
Well, at the other end of the court, Cheshire Phoenix, they have been knocking down their threes. Take a look at a few of them right here. It started off with Skylar White in the first quarter, an incredibly tough step back three, and that just kind of set the tempo for the rest of them.
Yeah, bearing in mind that the play previous to that, Anderson got a hand on one of those three-pointers, but this time Skylar White had to get a bit more separation and nailed the three. And then teammates just picking up the slack as well from behind the arc.
Policelli getting in on the action as well. Skylar White knocking down another one there. 10 first half points for him. And for Cheshire Phoenix, they have a healthy lead here at the half-time break, but important for them not to take the foot off the gas going into the second half.
Yeah, the energy that they brought in that first quarter really separated the two teams. Really aggressive, both ends of the floor, really just meaning something to them come into this game. And really sort of blitz the Flyers with their energy and their commitment to getting to the basket, creating that space from behind the arc, knocking down those shots. They need to keep that tempo going because Flyers are slowly creeping back into the game.
Well, of course, Cam Holden there and the Quincy Rideau having a word with the official ahead of the second half. Of course, former teammates, they won championship together during their time in Cheshire. Now on the other end of the court from one another.
just waiting, just 30 seconds to go, so we're a little early here.
I was going to say,
everyone's just all waiting around.
Both of the teams were out a bit early, weren't they? And just waiting for the clock to tick up there to 15 minutes, but...
we're able to go now.
Yeah, we are all set and ready to go.
Yeah, and the referee not ready to go. Oh, we are. We're ready. Here we go.
We are ready to go.
We're back on.
It's going to be Diggins to put it in from the sideline. And we are underway. We're going to start the second half. Lindo. Finds Rideau. 3-pointer by Brenchley. Bob was in and out. And his last touch by Skylar White. So we'll stay with the Bristol Flyers.
A good shot though coming off out of the half. Good well worked offense. Actually able to get that one to go, but it was a good look.
Here's Anderson. McCormack fires up a triple, splashes it. And boy, did Bristol Flyers need that to start the third quarter. And now they're back to within 8.
McCormack's been very quiet in this game. It's a good start from him. That just brings, as you said, Joel, it's now just 8 points.
Brenchley into a double team to get it through to Rizzo. Skylar White opens for 3. Off the back iron, long rebound fight. Oh, nice pass. Diggins just about bobbles in there for 2.
I think Diggins got a bit of contact there. I think he's all right. What a pass from Skylar White, though. Setting up Diggins for the play.
McCormack puts it on the floor this time, out to Yoakum, fakes the 3, pulls up for a mid-range 2 and knocks it down.
Just feel a bit more fluid now. The Bristol Flyers sort of getting into their rhythm in this second half.
Almost turned over as the Diggins was caught napping. Backing down McCormack though, puts it up, good stand by McCormack, good box out by McCormack. And Zach Anderson with the rebound. Holden. Top to McCormack, back to Holden. Gonna go past Skylar White, they're gonna draw the foul.
And you wonder how many times they played each other in practice over the last couple of years. Accustomed to guarding each other.
A few words being exchanged there, you saw it on camera. There was no love lost on the court when these two teams meet. Ball into McCormack. Here's Anderson. Spins out of a defender. Oh, nice move. Joe Anderson with the mid-range 2. Incredible. Bristol Flyers down to 6. Rizzo. Brenchley back to Rizzo. Diggins rolling to the basket. Lindo back to Rizzo. They've left him wide open for 3. And he can't knock it down.
Just kind of feel that Cheshire really slowed the pace of the game down on their offense. They were really attacking the bucket hard in that first quarter. Now opting to go through the sets.
Holden thought about the 3. Puts it on the floor against Skylar White. Looking to back down here. Holden inside, hook shot. He knew that one was off. The rebound secured by Brenchley. Here he comes, looking to push. Brenchley downhill, draws the foul. And that'll send him to the line to shoot 2.
Much better from Cheshire, looking to attack the basket. So Brenchley gets out on the break, coast to coast. McCormack coming in from behind. And that'll send Brenchley to the line. That's McCormack's first foul of the game.
Well, Jackson Brenchley, of course, joined the Cheshire Phoenix from the Mackay Meteors in the Australian NBL 1, where he played over the summer. He averaged 13 points, 7 rebounds a game. Also had a previous spell in Georgia, where he posted 13 points and 7 rebounds a game across his 20 games in the last winter season. Down the second, pushes the lead back out to 8 points. McCormack. Going to find Anderson. 3 comes from McCormack. Anderson splits the defender. Anderson pulls up for a mid-range 2 and draws the foul. And that's going to be another foul called on Diggins here. He got him foul trouble early on in the first half. Rizzo picked up a few. It's now Diggins' third foul.
Rizzo and Diggins now on 3 fouls. Anderson just got a little bit of contact on the elbow.
Joe Anderson at the line. Knocks it down for his first one. Anderson, 75% free throw shooter on the season. Second one is good. Lead is once again down to 6. White. Oh, knocked loose by Anderson. It's Flyers ball. And Skylar White knocks it out of play. Bristol Flyers with another important stop there, Gareth.
Yeah, it is. And I don't know if the halftime breaks them Cheshire have shown that kind of that aggressive passion that we saw in that first quarter. It sort of really slowed the pace down, which is suiting the Bristol Flyers.
Anderson drives left, kicks it out to Yoakum. Stolen away by Cheshire. Here's Lindo. Puts it up, puts it in. Could have easily been a 3-point play there as well. A lot of contact on that play.
Yeah, it's a good finish from Lindo getting to the basket, as you said. Probably a bit of contact.
Could have been in contact at either end.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very physical with the steal and very physical at the other end with the finish as well. Here's Anderson. Yoakum. Joe Anderson. Screen comes from McCormack. McCormack winds up from downtown. McCormack knocks it down.
McCormack stepping up offensively.
Lindo, offense. Oh, it's going to be a blocking foul even. Called against McCormack. Oh, and Yoakum even. There will be 2 free throws coming up for Cheshire.
Yeah, missed the play there. Something to do with the pass. Did look like he was in the no-charge zone to take a charge.
We'll send Lindo to the line to shoot 2. Hard to tell from our angle.
Especially on the previous play, which looked like you could argue that looked a more clear-cut foul for sure. But these things even themselves up, I suppose. Lindo finds himself at the line. It's a bonus shot.
The second one is good. Seven-point lead for the Cheshire Phoenix. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Yoakum. Holden now finds Anderson. Screen from McCormack, he slips the screen. Anderson at the 3-point line. Drives past Brenchley. Layup is no good. White with the rebound. Cheshire running in numbers. Rizzo. Here comes a 3-pointer. No good that time. McCormack with the rebound. Anderson to the basket. Nowhere to go. Tough fadeaway jumper for Anderson. Offensive rebound by Holden. Holden can't get it to go. Second chance is fouled by White, I believe. And now send him to the line to shoot 2.
Skylar White, picking up the foul. Holden grabbing those efforts. Well, that's his third foul of the game. So, yeah, some things to figure out for Coach Thomas. It's 3 players now on 3 fouls, 3 key players.
Skylar White on 3, Quincy Rizzo on 3, and Michael Diggins also on 3.
Looks like Coach Thomas is going to ring the changes. 3 players coming in for the Phoenix.
Flyers have managed to cut it down to a 5-point game. Closest they've been in a while, Bristol. Cheshire, they led by as many as 15 points in this one.
Just keeping a close eye on their 3-point shooting statistics. 31% now, so it's dropping, not getting them to go like they did in the first half. 7 of 22, and Flyers 4 of 18 now in the game.
Lindo finds Brenchley. Chelsea turning the corner, scoops it up. Zona with the offensive rebound is stripped by Anderson.
Good hands from Anderson.
Anderson finds Holden. Holden back to McCormack. He puts it on the floor. Here's Joe Anderson now. Zach Anderson inside to McCormack. Looking to back down on Zona. Oh my goodness, it's a tough fadeaway jumper. That's an incredibly tough shot by McCormack.
Yeah, good defense from Zona.
Going to dive on the loose ball, and that'll be a foul called on McCormack. I think Coach Ben Thomas is furious here. He's wanting an unsportsmanlike foul there.
So it's going to be on McCormack.
Common foul is the call. Coach Ben Thomas is left scratching his head there.
So much going on, John.
It's got it all, isn't it?
I mean, to look at the minute.
So much to keep your eyes on in this game.
I know. I'm watching Coach Ben Thomas. He wants an explanation. He was not happy with that as a common foul. Thought there was more to it.
Well, Donnell Brodie checks into the game. And McCormack is the one to take a seat. Bit of full court pressure now being shown by the Flyers. Into Brenchley, gets it into Robinson, who's back into the game. Zona wide open from downtown, and he strings it.
Big man stepping out once more.
Lead is back out to 8 points for the Cheshire Phoenix. Anderson finds Zach Anderson. Brodie fighting for it inside, ends up with him. Looking to back down on Policelli. Brodie fakes it once, twice, is not loose. He turns it over.
Policelli did a good job there, knocking that one loose. Zach Brodie with the size advantage.
Zona with the offensive foul on the screen. Jonathan Brown checks back into the game. Cam Holden is the one to make way for him. It's the first foul called on Zona.
Bristol leading this quarter, 14 points to 11.
Zach Anderson. Now finds Yoakum. Here's Anderson. Anderson attacks the defense. Kicks it out to Zach Anderson. Fakes the three. Puts it on the floor for a mid-range two. And he knocks it down. Bristol once again on the ascendancy. Robinson able to draw the foul.
And there's a call for basic interference as well. The referee's going to talk about it.
Well, we can see it here on the replay. Did he hit the glass? Because if he hits the glass, it's a... He did hit the glass. So it should have been a three-point play here.
Yeah, when I first saw it, it felt like he did get a bit of contact with the glass. 2 shots.
It's going to be just 2 shots. We just saw it on the replay there. It should have been a 3-point play because obviously you can't interfere with the sanction. And when he hit the backboard,
yep.
That was a an and one, but it will just be 2 free throws for Robinson. He knocks down the first. Robinson now up to 11 points for him. He's short, but Zona with the offensive rebound. It's going to be a foul called on Brodie.
Like Zona's game, really effective player. See him knock down the 3, but grabbing that offensive rebound. Big body in there. He's had a good contribution to Cheshire Phoenix in this game. And that's Donnell Brodie's 4th foul of the game, Joel. So he'll take a seat now, and that is a big blow for the Flyers.
Cheshire 9 offensive rebounds out of their 27 as well. That's been a huge impact on this game. Zona can't get the free throw to go. Well, 3.5 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Cheshire holding on to that narrow lead over the Flyers. He's short as well. His last touch by Delpesh. And Marcus Delpesh will turn it over, and Cheshire will inbound from the baseline again here.
Yeah, and that's frustrating for Coach Kapoulis. Not happy with that. Giving away that defensive rebound. Give Cheshire Phoenix another opportunity to attack the basket.
Here's Robinson. Zona comes up to set the screen. Robinson looking inside for Zona. Nice pass. And Zona with the finish.
Robinson with the assist, whipping it in. Zona, miles of room, lots of room underneath the basket, and that's a good play for Cheshire.
Yoko finds Anderson. He's cutting back door. He pulls it back out though. Brown now. Brown going up against Lindo. Brown just loses control of it. The Flyers with another turnover here. 3 minutes to go in the third. Cheshire with a chance to retake a double-digit lead here.
Yeah, it's a good spell for Cheshire right now.
Good pass into Policelli. Corner three ball. Bobbles in and out. Brown with the rebound. Yoakum into Delpesh. Delpesh almost knocks it loose, and it's going to be a foul called away from the ball as Delpesh just about stays on his feet. And he will go to the line to shoot 2 shots here because Cheshire are in the penalty.
Yeah, both teams in the penalty. Anderson taking a rest. Cam Holden coming back in. Zona's first foul of the game.
What was a really free-flowing first half is really sort of dried up here a little bit, Gareth. I mean, Cheshire scored 27 points in that opening quarter.
Yeah, Skylar White said he's added to his total. We had those 10 points in the space about 5-6 minutes. Really set the tempo for Cheshire.
Delpesh gets the second one to go as he splits the free throws. Cuts the lead down to 8. Policelli. Delpesh knocks it loose. Good stop by the Flyers. Brown comes to collect it. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Brown downhill, extra pass. Anderson strings it for 3, and there's a foul away from the ball as well. Super physical underneath the basket. The 3-pointer will count.
And Zach Anderson, well recovered. The pass wasn't great. It was just down by his knees. Just see here, and even by his feet, able to recover.
And you just see Delpesh get knocked to the floor underneath the basket by Zona as well. So the 3-pointer will count. And with Cheshire in team fouls, that'll be Delpesh with a couple of free throws as well. So all of a sudden you're looking at a 5-point swing here, Gareth, if Delpesh can knock them down. Delpesh knocks down the first. Moments like this, Gareth, that can make all the difference here.
It's going to go down to the wire.
Second one is good.
Yeah, small moments are going to be really important. Joel,
just like that, it's down to a 3-point game. 2 minutes to go in the third. Robinson comes off the screen. Here's Robinson guarded by Holden. Robinson splits the defense. Robinson to the basket. Nice move. Robinson with the lefty finish.
Such a tough move from Robinson. How he gets those positions so strong, aggressive, getting to the basket with the finish as well.
Holden downhill. Rebound secured by Brenchley. 1.5 minutes to go now in this third period. Here's Lindo. Brenchley up against Holden. Pulls out for a step back 3. Strings it from downtown. And just like that, Cheshire Phoenix respond with a 5-0 run.
What a big play. Step back 3. Blenchley over Cam Holden.
Douglish downhill is blocked by Lindo. Here's Policelli now. Beats his defender. Skip pass out to Robinson. Robinson now looking to drive against Brown. Kicks it out to Brenchley. Brenchley downhill. Flyers with the steal. Falls all over the place. Brown comes away with it. Flyers a 3-on-2. Brown pulls up for 3. No good on the triple. And what a wild sequence it's been here, Gareth.
It is. I just need to catch their breath. Yeah, loose ball all over the place. Flyers with the 3-on-2. Opted for the 3-point pull-up. Didn't get it to go.
Here's Robinson. Delvesh commits the foul. That will send Robinson to the line because Bristol are in the penalty here. Chance for Cheshire to retake a double-digit lead, and just a few seconds ago we were looking at the scoreboard and it was a 3-point game.
Phoenix responding really well. Some big plays, and actually with that step back 3, it's a big play just to keep that separation.
It just shows, doesn't it? I mean, Cheshire, they've got a number of players on their team, the ability to evaporate a 10-point lead into a narrow deficit. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those teams that can really put points up in a hurry.
Well, you know, in terms of their production, the offensive bit, they are, you know, an offensive-focused team. They got a lot of scorers that can score in a hurry, particularly being a good 3-point shooting team. You know, they can score quickly and get themselves out of a hole. But they really, every time Flyers get anywhere close, some big plays just to keep their noses in front.
Robinson a chance to make this a double-digit game once again. He does so at the line. Knicks on top by 10. 3-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, so Bristol will wind this one all the way down here. Brown, Euro step, JP reverse layup. There's still 6 seconds to go here. Robinson, Zona, deep 3 ball. No good on the triple, and that will do it. What a wild sequence that was in the third quarter, Gareth. I mean, Bristol, they cut it all the way down to a 3-point game. There was a 5-point swing from either team, and at the end of the third, 69 points to 61, Cheshire Phoenix on top.
Yeah, game of runs, but Cheshire able to respond to the latest rally from the Bristol Flyers. And that 8-point lead into the fourth quarter, but yeah, really, both teams getting in a good bit of form. The team responds. It's a real ding-dong battle out here. Bristol Flyers looking to defend home court advantage. Cheshire looking to keep that momentum coming into this game.
Matt Robinson now 15 points to lead the way in this one. He's got 6 assists to his name as well. Jackson Brenchley on 11, Skylar White on 10. So the Flyers, they're led by Will Yoakum, Zach Anderson, both on 10 points apiece. Joe Anderson not far behind on 9. This game is going the distance here, and I feel that whichever team can really go on that run and gain momentum to start this fourth quarter can really determine which way this game will go.
It's going to be, I just feel that the game's going to go in the same manner as the last, well, certainly the last 2 quarters. The first quarter is all Cheshire Phoenix. Really, the Flyers digging themselves a big hole to get out of. Cheshire punishing them. They've kind of got back into the game, they've given themselves a chance.
Let's look at your stats at the end of the third quarter, and Flyers, they were shooting just 16% from 3 and a half-time break. A couple more threes a month drop in that third quarter. But they're getting out-rebounded Bristol, and Cheshire Phoenix obviously got more assists as well on the offensive end, and that's kind of been a difference maker so far.
Yeah, certainly the 3-point percentage. You just see 26 attempts from Cheshire. Slowed a little bit down after that first quarter, but still a really serious weapon that Flyers need to be aware of. Multiple threats from beyond the arc. 1 through to 5 was Zona stepping out. Skylar White able to knock those threes down, really stretching the Flyers defense.
Well, Cheshire Phoenix are just 10 minutes away from perhaps grabbing their first away win of the season. Can they hold off the Bristol Flyers here? Holden fakes the 3, pulls up for a mid-range 2, overcooks it. Policelli with the rebound. Diggins. Finds Rideau. To Diggins. It's Policelli in the corner. That's the shoot with the shot clock winding down off the back iron, high off the fingers there, and it's going to be a foul called the other way as Holden was going downhill. So I
think that's going to be reduced. His fourth foul. So let's see him take a seat. That's an important. Yeah, this is his fourth foul.
Need to see whether Coach Thomas keeps him out here or whether he does sub him out to the bench, but it looks like he's going to trust his point guard here. And gets the friendly roll on the first free throw. Second one no good, rebounded by Policelli. 7-point lead for Cheshire. Minute gone in the fourth. Here's Rideau. Screen comes from White. Diggins in the corner, drives baseline, puts it up, chases down the rebound. Second chance opportunity is good, and that's really what's done the damage for Cheshire in this game, is second chance opportunities like that.
It's frustrating as well. Take a tough shot, picks up his own ball, puts it away.
15 second chance points now for the Cheshire Phoenix. Anderson finds Brown with the crossover. 5 on the shot clock, Brown downhill. Oh my goodness, JB with the fancy footwork but can't get the finish. Rideau. Here comes another three from Diggins. He's no good. It's a 3-on-1 for the Flyers. Ball lobbed up to Delpesh with the alley-oop. And Flyers taking full advantage of numbers in transition. Skylar White for 3, looking to respond, knocks it down. And Skylar White picking up where he left off in the first.
And Skylar White, we've just seen him do that over the years, make some big clutch three-pointers.
Cam Holden looking to respond at the other end, can't get it to go. Here comes Robinson, 2-on-1 for Cheshire. White out to Policelli. Policelli spins, his Skylar White gets fouled by Holden. And wholesale changes for the Flyers. Joachim, McCormack and Anderson checking in. Here's a look at that alley-oop replay as Delpesh skies high, but Skylar White right at the other end. Loves that step back three. That is textbook Skylar White.
It's no surprise. We've seen him do it time and time again in big moments as well. It doesn't matter when in the game it is. Skylar White has that confidence to make that move, that step back three and drain it. 10-point lead again now for the Cheshire Phoenix. Just under 8 minutes left in the game.
Well, both teams talking things through. Let's look at your leading scorers in this one. So far tonight, Robinson up to 15 points. White now with 13, his first 3 of the second half, just before the timeout. And Joachim, Zach Anderson on 10 points apiece. And in a game like this, Gareth, I know it's quite a low scoring from Flyers' point of view, but you feel like the runs have come back and forth. I mean, in the third quarter was a prime example. Both teams going on that quick 5-0 run, and suddenly it was game on. So still plenty of time for things to go either way in this one.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to have a few twists and turns. I'm sure on reflection, Coach Goudas, either way this game turns out, we look at that first quarter, and that'll be disappointing. Team just coming straight off the bus and just getting 27 points on a team that prides itself on its defense. That could be the difference maker in this game.
Well, just under 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Ball into Skylar White. Has to get it back to Rideau. So, by Duglitch. That's this matchup for Quincy Rideau. Rideau, tough step back. Mid-range 2, no good. Rebound chased down by Joachim. Here's Duglitch. Anderson thought about the 3, now finds McCormack. Anderson comes to collect it off the handoff. Anderson to Anderson. Anderson backing down on Rideau here. Takes it. Oh, what a move. Anderson can't finish, but chases down the rebound. Second chance opportunity, no good either.
Wide, the target. Quincy Redu trying to get him on his fifth foul, and he chucked it up. Oh, he got fouled.
Anderson finds Joe Anderson. It's a very physical game out there.
Just much control going on at the moment. It's all happening. It's such a frantic pace.
Yoakum downhill, takes the contact again. It's a contact underneath the basket. Both teams missing chippies around the rim. Robinson into Diggins. Diggins out to White. Here's Rideau, back to Skylar White. Puts it on the floor. Those passes defender. Skylar White to the basket. No help side defense by the Flyers. And Coach Kapoulis looking to burn a timeout here to talk things through. Cheshire on top by 12.
Too easy. Skylar White getting to the basket. I say too easy, a tough move, but no help coming. Duglic got stranded straight to the bucket. And that is a fairly straightforward play for them. And Coach Kapoulis can't be happy with that defensively. Skylar White just getting to the basket. You probably see it here. Just trails through. Oh, that's the three-point attempt.
That's the three-point
attempt he had.
And then, as you see, Duglic overplays the help there. No help side defense whatsoever by the Flyers. And Skylar White looking for a foul there. Could have easily had one. I mean, both ends of the court, both teams could have easily had fouls. Very, very physical game indeed in this fourth quarter. And with 6.5 minutes to go in this one, Cheshire looking good value here for their 12-point lead. They have a big game on Sunday as well. They host the Sheffield Sharks for a 5:30 p.m. tip-off. You can watch that game also on DAZN. So the Flyers, the only game of the weekend for them is this one. Just looking at three-point field goal percentage in this game. That's that at the bottom of your screen. And Cheshire 10 for 30 as a team from deep. Flyers really struggling to get points from distance tonight. Here's Joe Anderson. Duglic. Delpesh comes to set the screen. Duglic going downhill. It's going to be an offensive foul. As Skylar White takes the stand, draws the charge.
That's a smart play from Skylar White, accepting the contact, shall we say, on his way down before the contact.
It's almost like he pulled the chair from underneath him, isn't it?
But that's a big play, you know, it's a smart bet play. Skylar White couldn't do much defensively. Knew the contact was coming.
Yoakum locks it loose. And Yoakum with the finish. And Yoakum commits the foul away from the ball there as well.
The coach or team happy with calls at the minute. And that's third on Yoakum.
Into Robinson. 10-point lead for Cheshire Phoenix. Diggins comes off with Frenchley. Here's Robinson. Diggins back to Robinson. Robinson looking to go one-on-one. Good offensive foul the other way as well.
Robinson liking that way. The smile on his face. Let's have a look at this one on the replay.
They're calling it both ways.
Yeah, it looks very similar, doesn't it?
It's like a carbon copy of the last play we just saw down the other end of the court.
Accepting the contact, but hey, you know, if you're looking for consistency, then there it is. Referees, you know, calling the charge foul, both teams.
Well, just under 6 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Cheshire holding on to that 10-point lead here. Timeout called on the floor. He says fast break points in favour of Cheshire. They've outscored the Flyers in transition by 10. I think that's a combination of what's led to their lead so far, Gareth. It's the points in transition, it's the three-point field goal percentage, and the off-points, second chance points as well. They've managed to get a number of offensive rebounds and second chance points, and then you see it as well, the points of the bench as well have been huge for Cheshire tonight.
Yeah, they're such a dynamic, quick team. Cheshire secure the defensive boards. As you said, coming a lot of rebounds from poor three-point shooting, then breaking in numbers, getting on the fast break, punishing the Flyers on those transitions. Flyers not doing a good enough job getting back on defense. Yeah, Cheshire really all-round quick team. I think Flyers have struggled with that quickness, actually. They're used to sort of beating players off the dribble, but Cheshire really athletic.
Here's Anderson. Joachim coming off the screen. Well, Joachim dancing his way inside. Anderson now back to Joachim. Thought about the three. Delpesh has position. Puts it in for two. Off the assist by Joachim.
Good patient offense from the Bristol Flyers. Getting a good look. Delpesh underneath the basket. Good patience. Now got to get it done, and that's a good steal by Joachim.
Stolen by Joachim. Downhill Euro step. Oh, can't get the finish, but chases down the offensive rebound and gets the friendly roll. Lead is down to 6.
Yeah, Coach Tom's not happy with the transition back on defense there. Joachim having a couple of goes at it. Managed to get the score. And that's 6 points. Just over 5 minutes left in the game.
Robinson to White. White rips through. Guarded by Joachim. Oh, nice time. And Diggins with the two-handed flush.
Not sure what happened there. Wide open. Duglic got caught trying to help. That's a great pass from Skylar White.
And McCormack puts it on the floor, draws the foul. He'll go back to the line, chance to cut it back down to a 6-point game if he can knock down these 2 free throws.
Skylar White just trying to come across. And that's his 4th.
Foul trouble could be crucial as this game winds down. Skylar White now up to 4. I think Quincy Rideau is also on 4.
Darnell is on 4 for the Bristol Flyers. He's been sat down much all of this second half. Darnell Brody.
McCormack splashes the first free throw, gets his tally up to 9 points to go along with 8 rebounds so far tonight. Knock down the second. Once again, it's a 6-point game. It's the closest the Flyers have been since the 3rd quarter. White. Guarded by McCormack. Hands off with Robinson. White comes to set the screen. Robinson still has it. Robinson turns it over. Bristol Flyers come up with the stop. Joe Anderson. There's Duglic. Ball into Delpesh. Delpesh with the one-handed slam. And just like that, it's a 4-point game.
There's no grade going underneath that one. Delpesh doing what we know Delpesh does. In and around the basket, throwing that one home.
Robinson, deep 3. Off the back iron. Bobbles over the top of the backboard. And Bristol Flyers now a chance to make it a 1-possession game on the next offense here.
Yeah, Robinson, just a 27% three-point shooter for him. He's been really effective going to the basket. Took it on. He's had a great shooting performance last weekend against Newcastle.
The Flyers have outscored the Phoenix 13 points to 9 in this 4th quarter. Here's Duglic. Delpesh with the screen. Ball back to Joachim, turns the corner, Joachim downhill, Joachim with the finish. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. The lead is 2.
Joachim comes alive in the 4th quarter. Always ticks on offensively, but really steps his game up in the 4th. The game's on the line.
Robinson downhill, Robinson gets the foul. He'll have to earn his 2 shots at the line. Joachim commits the foul.
And that's what we want to see Robinson do for the Cheshire Phoenix. You don't want to see him take those threes, you want to see him tack the basket, gets the contact, so good at getting that contact. You have to go to the free throw line. And looks like Cheshire having a bit of a timeout in the middle of the court here. Referee's in to sort it out.
Oh, we'll send Pat Robinson to the line. 15 points for him. 6 assists.
Bristol Flyers Flyers in the penalty now.
No good on the first. Robinson no good on the second either. It's going to be a foul called away from the ball on Diggins on the rebound. That'll be a 14 foul on Cheshire.
Diggins really has been the pantomime villain, hasn't he? Right from the get-go. Shove Cam Holden. Was it Cam Holden in the first couple of minutes?
Yeah. 3 minutes and change to go in this one. Flyers trailing by 2. They trailed by as many as 15. Yoakum for the lead. No good that time. A rebound secured by Robinson. Here's Diggins. It's off with Frenchley. It's up to Robinson. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. Robinson dances to the basket. Beautiful layup. Scoops it up with the left hand.
A smart play from Cheshire. Got the mismatch they wanted on Robinson.
Ball comes off of Anderson's foot. Fights for the ball with Robinson. Robinson comes up with the steal. Here's Diggins. Fires up a 3. Splashes it. And how big could that shot be? A huge triple from Michael Diggins.
Big play, Cheshire Phoenix all round. They got the steal. Diggins just stepping into this one. Robinson here, that's a great offense here. Just getting that mismatch too quick for McCormack. Plenty of time to look at it. Seizes the, sizes it up, and absolutely strings it. So why are you leaving me wide open like that for?
Well, it was a huge triple from Diggins to create that separation. The scoreboard in the arena says 80 points to 79. That is not the score.
So,
as you look at your leading scorers in the game so far, Robertson now up to 17 points. White not far behind on 15. And you see Yoakum also now up to 16 points. A couple of back-to-back scores for him in this one. This game could go either way still, Gareth. 2 minutes and 27 seconds is a long time in a game like this.
it certainly is, Joel, but you just feel that Cheshire really have had an answer for all comebacks. You feel Bristol are on a bit of a run. Can they make a late charge to win the game? And Cheshire answer with some big plays of their own. 7 points. But Flyers had the opportunity to take the lead.
Well, Cheshire looking for that first away win of the season. Can they hold on? 2 minutes and change to go. Anderson back to Douglas. McCormack with the screen. Douglas downhill, spins, puts it up, can't get the finish. Ball did everything but drop around the basket. Frenchley finds Policelli. With Robinson. Frenchley has it. Going through the screen. Robinson for 3. Knocks it down. Now that is a huge triple for the Cheshire Phoenix.
4 smiles as well. That is clutch for Robinson having himself a game. But yeah, plenty of space. Again, plenty of time. Gets it away, and that is a dagger 3.
Under 2 minutes to go in the fourth. 10-point lead for the visitors. Anderson open for 3. No good on the triple. Skylar White with the rebound. Here's Robinson. White. Top to Robinson. Another 3-ball on the way. Another 3-ball drops for Cheshire. And they have blown this game wide open in the last couple of minutes.
Absolutely devastating from behind the arc. Cheshire.
Anderson for 3, responds at the other end. Cuts it back down to 10. Flyers, they're running out of time here. Robinson Going to work on Brown. Puts it up. Can't get the finish. Last touched by the Phoenix, so Flyers are inbound from the baseline.
There's a big ask now. 10 points, 1 minute, less than a minute to go.
Anderson, here comes another three. Another three-ball drops for Anderson. Ball into Robinson. They're going to eat up some valuable seconds of the clock here. Diggins, Brenchley, now to Robinson. Robinson back top to Brenchley. Need to eat up some more of the seconds here. Brenchley. Out to Diggins. Corner three ball is short. There's Policelli on the offensive rebound. He puts it in for two. And that surely has got to be game there, Gareth.
Yeah, that'll do it. Got a hand on the three-point.
Anderson going downhill, able to draw the foul. And Zona checks in. That'll be Skylar White's 5th foul as he fouls out of the game.
Yeah, he'll feel his work's been done though. Cheshire Phoenix by 9. And that's been a great shift from Skylar White. 15 points for him. 7 boards.
Anderson knocks down the first free throw. Second one is good for Anderson. The timeout's been called by Ben Thomas here. His side leading 91 points to 84 with 23 seconds to go. Of course, his side will get set for a big game on Sunday. They welcome Sheffield Sharks to the Wise campus. Sheffield Sharks even to Ellesmere Port. It is a 5:30 p.m. tip-off. You can catch that over on DAZN. Gareth, I'm sure Ben Thomas now has one eye on that game on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I think he'll feel his work's been done, and yeah, came to the game, held up in traffic, put in a devastating first quarter, and really Flyers unable to get anywhere, not take the lead at all. And some big shots in this final couple of minutes for Cheshire Phoenix. Putting the game to bed, just 23 seconds to go.
Well, it's been a huge performance for Ben Thomas's side. Pat Robinson with 20 points, 7 assists off the bench. He's been huge tonight. Skylar White set the tone from the start. 10 first quarter points. He fouled out with 15 points, 7 rebounds on 3 for 5 from downtown. 5 Cheshire players in double figures. It's been an all-round team performance for them. And they will more than likely now see their way through to a first away win of the season. 4th straight win in total. Eventually gets it into Policelli as the foul by the Flyers. That'll send Policelli to the line for 2. As for the Flyers, Gareth, I mean, this is the only game of the weekend for them. Of course, they had that win in Europe on Tuesday night. They'll fall to defeat here, but a chance for them to regroup now. Their next game isn't until next Friday on Halloween night. They travel up to Newcastle Eagles at the Virtue Motors Arena. A few days for them now to regroup as a team. Yeah,
they're going to have to look at some game tape, but I think I think they'll look back in that first quarter, John. That'll be the most disappointing part of this game for the Flyers. 27 points to 13 in that first quarter, and they've really been fighting their way back the whole game.
Anderson's 3 is off. Policelli with the rebound. There's a foul committed by McCormack, so once again Cheshire will walk to the other end of the court and shoot a pair of free throws. Policelli knocks down the first. Second one bobbles around and gets the drop. And final 10 seconds here at the Wise campus. JB goes downhill, lays it up and in. And Ben Thomas is going to use a timeout here, and I know it's. I know they're going to play a lot of games this season, and there'll be a points difference may come into effect at some point here, but you feel that this game is long done with 3.9 left on the game clock, Gareth.
Yeah, it's a bit of gamesmanship, isn't it? Calling a timeout 4 seconds ago, another game's done. Coach Thomas going to draw something up, see if they can get an extra score, and he's going to enjoy this moment as his team, to be honest, well-deserved victors of this game.
Now, Coach Ben Thomas going to draw one final play up here, and points differential for the viewers at home. I mean, if the teams are tied on wins at the end of the season, it will come down to the head-to-head, and then if the head-to-head is tied, it comes down to points differential. So a lot of things would have to happen for this to actually come into play here. Let's look at the three-point percentage for both teams tonight, and I think that tells the story there. Well, Brenchley's going to inbound from the sideline.
Cheshire 37% for the game, Flyers 26%.
Policelli, three-pointer is up, is short, and that will do it. Cheshire Phoenix, they pick up their first away win of the season, coming out on top against the Flyers, 95 points to 86.
Yeah, Cheshire Phoenix, well-deserved win. So came out really hot. Bristol Flyers took the initiative in that first quarter, and yeah, definitely no love lost here as the two teams shaking their hands. But yeah, Cheshire Phoenix, full credit to them, made some big plays to keep the distance, and there'll be a tasty matchup next time these teams meet.
Well, it certainly was a game, there's plenty of storylines coming into this game, not least Cam Holden playing against his former team. It was a very physical game indeed out there tonight, and let's look at your final stats on this one. And we spoke about the three-point field goal percentage. It almost evened up a little bit as the game wore on, but what else is it that really stands out for you?
Yeah, obviously the rebound battle was big. Points off the bench was big for Cheshire. They just made key shots at key times. Any time that Flyers were thinking about getting into the game or close, saw Skylar White, saw Robinson make some big plays just to keep that separation. And they were really, really aggressive and wanted that game more. Just seeing the teams just huddling in the half court, but yeah, well-deserved win for Cheshire Phoenix.
Now let's take a look at some of the key plays from this one. And Skylar White really took off in that first quarter. 10 first quarter points for him. That first quarter run was really what did the damage. And Bristol, they tried hard throughout the rest of the game to really make up the distance, but the damage was really done in that first period, wasn't it?
Yeah, damage was done. And they're always kind of fighting to get back into the game. They put some good runs together. You know, Darnell Brody made a real impact when he came on, got into foul trouble. You didn't really see him come in, I don't think, in the second half. And every time Bristol were threatening to get close, Cheshire made some huge plays. Really good all-team round performance. They're really impressed defensively. Really stuck it to Flyers in that first quarter as well. You know, happening both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively.
Flyers had a chance to take the lead on a Will Yoakum three with about 4 minutes or so to go in that fourth quarter, and then from there on out it was pretty much one-way traffic towards Cheshire. They knocked down a couple of threes at the back end of that fourth period and made the scoreline look a lot bigger really than what the game suggests, how close it was in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it is, but you know, I think having a look at the reflection, I would say Cheshire, you know, is a deserved, you know, win that they had there with that margin. I think they, were on the ascendancy most of the game, and 95 points on the road, is not an easy ask.
Well, there's confirmation of the final score here in Bristol. 95 points to 86. Cheshire Phoenix with their first road win of the season. Leicester Riders squeaked away with a 2-point win on the road at Surrey Sports Park for their second league win of the season. But Don't forget, we've got 3 more games coming up for you on Sunday. Manchester start your Super Sunday at 3 p.m. against the Surrey 89ers. And Caledonia and London go head-to-head at 4 p.m. And then Cheshire Phoenix round out the weekend with a 5:30 p.m. tip-off against the Sheffield Sharks. Well, that's going to do it here from Bristol. The Cheshire Phoenix picking up a first road win of the season over the Bristol Flyers. For Gareth Till, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.
Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, new champions. Season 2 is